Welcome back, Hunters. I'm the Survivalist, and we return to our final 2 episodes of Hunting Simulator 2, where we're probably through the first impressions, and it was basically like a cardboard cutout of this looks good, that's now fallen completely freaking flat, and we're seeing all the cracks and issues and flaws through the game, really. Like, prime example is, let me take you to... This is going to be the thing that broke the camel's back, in a way. So, you go into the store, licenses, weapons, everything, stuff like that. But if you go to items, and you say go looking for wind powders or scent killers, I thought the game might have been, okay, this is kind of expensive for... Like, look at this. Scent killer spray ×2. Twice many charges as a normal one. So I thought maybe, okay, this is kind of expensive for a single-use thing. Maybe what it means is you can use it once on a hunt and it lasts the entire hunt. If you thought that, you're pretty mistaken. I'll also pick up one of the wind... Oh, actually the wind powder comes in ×2. That's interesting. But yeah, I'm going to pick that up as well, and that's going to be it. There's... The way I'd probably say Hunting Simulator 2 is that it has all of the pieces and the assets to make a hunting game. But it has not tied them together, made the mechanics synergize, or even kind of work cooperatively together to make a good hunting game. It's got a lot it could heavily be improved by. Like, if I go into loadout here, so you can see I played a little bit on my own to get some gear in that, although that's something else I have to talk about, but I went into gear in that, yeah, so we got that backpack so I can take 2 weapons. You basically need to have 2 different scopes if you want to have a weapon both weapons have a scope on it. I thought maybe I could do, okay, I'll have that one with the IR dot, and then I do this one with the IR dot too. It doesn't work that way. It'll only register one weapon uses it, and then you can't use it on the other. So you basically need to buy 2 scopes for the 2 different weapons. And then I did review the footage from the last episode, and I do not know why, but the weapon spread is bizarre on rifles. Or at least for the 243, it seems pretty bizarre. Like, I reviewed where we shot the fox, we had gone after the bucks, and even that weird missed shot on the ram. The crosshairs were exactly where it should have been, but it didn't shoot anywhere around that. And if we go into store for weapons, I thought maybe, okay, maybe certain weapons have different sways in that, and we'll see stats, and there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing to these to, like, get stats, ranging, etc. I mean, you can go in, view models, stuff like that, ooh, but it seems like it's just cosmetic, aside from the calibers for a lot of these weapons. They don't affect that much. There's not like how Call of the Wild has it, where range, penetration, stuff like that comes into play. It feels like there's not really the information, but it might even be that there isn't any information to provide, because that's how this game kind of is. I did pick up the licenses for Texas. We're going to just spend a couple episodes on one of those, or on that map. I'm just going to change the time slot to afternoon, but yeah, I feel like I've gotten through the first impressions of Hunting Simulator 2, and the game is crumbling apart as I keep trying to play more. There's so much that it doesn't feel like it was even really that play-tested of, is this an enjoyable experience or not? Because there are a few things that could have easily made this better. One being, again, the weapon sway on the rifle. I don't know why. Okay, so that would be raining. Oh no, don't want to head out. Yeah, let's go to the Chihuahuan Desert. Wait, that's supposed to be Texas, right? The biggest desert in North America, the arid plains of Chihuahua are home to the... I guess maybe that is. Okay, well, let's head out there. Try this to see, but yeah, it just... Again, you look at it, and it looks like it has everything you're expecting for a hunting game. It has the animal variety, it has some different maps, it has weapon variety, it has gear variety. But none of it has seemed to have been programmed together for a good experience. Like, there's Spotter. He's even a good example too, is all of your tracking stuff seems to come from the dog entirely, so I don't know if you'd really be able to do much tracking without a dog going with you. And then another thing is, even to swap through between the weapons, you have to basically tab and tab again to switch out between the two. I don't know if there's even a weapon wheel. There's a collar or an item wheel that you can go through and use. Although I forgot to bring the powders with me. Let me see if I can quickly change that from the lodge here. Do I have to go all the way back? Well, I shouldn't say all the way. We haven't even really started. Okay. Okay, no, I can do it from out here in the field. So that is a nice touch, as you can do some stuff like that out in the field here. But yeah, so tracking is entirely based around your dog. There's not a lot of information on what the track details really tell you. Like, it's puddle of urine, dull, bright, doesn't give you any time frame for when the last time that was, like, put down. Okay, let's use the wind powder, because it literally is only 2 uses. And it looks like the wind is blowing that direction, so we probably want to try hunting westwards. Now, I'm not going to use this in a hunt, but this is what 500 worth of credits gets you for Scent Killer. You can see in the bottom left there, it's already counting down. You get maybe about 5 to 10 minute range for how long that applies and lasts. And that costs you 500 credits. It doesn't even last you 15 minutes. The Hunter Classic, in comparison, yeah, it might cost you over 1,000 GM or maybe 1,500 GM for a bottle of Scent Eliminator. It has 50 uses, and each use is half an hour of real time. Like, look at how much we've already lost on the countdown there, and it's not even been a minute yet. It's kind of sad that that is what the Scent Eliminator is supposed to do to help you. The game, again, it feels like it got all the pieces, made all the assets, got all the components, dumped it together, but didn't bother trying to tie it all together, wrap it up, make it work in sync with each other. It just falls flat in so many ways once you get past the first impressions and visuals. Like, the shot placement is still bizarre for a lot of things. Like, last episode really showed how just, like, weird it was. Like, that ram was well within close distance, but the shot still swayed way the heck off. So I'm going to wrap up Hunting Simulator 2 with these couple of episodes. I'd highly advise against picking it up and probably steer clear of the series entirely. Like, one of the things that I went into the Steam discussion about Hunting Simulator 2 is a lot of it was basically just abandoned by the devs. It's dropped. If it got any support, it was very limited, only right around the time of its release, and that was it.
Job.
So, it's definitely just outdone by the Hunter so easily, both entries.
Go on.
Yeah, keep tracking, and again, I have no idea how fresh these tracks are. Now, I thought maybe what the game might do is, for the Scent Eliminator, it would have been, okay, well, maybe for your entire outing, when you apply it, it lasts indefinitely until you come back. Because you do have to bag the animals, you have license to keep in mind. But no, it is just this maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes application at the best. Like, we're already halfway through, and I don't know if it's been... I don't even feel like it's been 10 minutes. Or not even 5 minutes, sorry, so... Yeah, it feels just so lacking for what you spend on it.
Go.
And then, yeah, switching out the weapons is kind of annoying because, again, the Hunter has done it better. 1, 2, 3, 4, you can choose what weapons and what slot there. Accessory items, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Binoculars B, stuff like that, pretty easy. Intuitive. Trying to set up a loadout with the UI is pretty clunky and not very intuitive. There's a lot of in this menu, out, in, out, and it just doesn't really mesh together too well. Another thing to also bring up is... the collars are okay. Okay, well, you've lost... Yeah, so much for a fresh trail if you're kind of getting lost there, bud. The collars work kind of okay, but it still feels like they can be a bit weird. And another thing that I didn't even realize is a thing, and it's only because I was, again, on the Steam's discussion page and in the screenshots, you can crouch down, we know about the third person, but if you hold control, you can actually go into a prone position, which the game, I don't think, ever tells you. The only way I found that out was by going on to the screenshots and looking, hey, how is that person lying down? How do you get prone? Control just brings you down to crouch. And even the control itself doesn't really clue you into it. Crouch/prone. It's only in the tooltip there that you have that kind of come up. So I guess it's something you have to look and be careful to go through, but I didn't realize that was a thing, is that you could prone. That's kind of a very valuable hunting tip. It doesn't go over at all for the game. There's also... the game does offer a permanent license, as it's called. Oh my god, I hear you guys. I just don't have the right weapon for you. Shut up. Oh, that's quite the flock of birds. Well, I kind of say flock of birds. It's more like just a mesh of pixels. I still think Hunting Simulator 2 doesn't look bad as a game, but it does not perform well as a game. It's a lot of stuff feels expensive, and actually, getting into that kind of topic, the animal rewards are all over the place. Okay, so our Send Eliminator's about to wear off, so I think that was maybe 5 minutes time or so. And it's like a situational thing where, okay, you only have to apply it as soon as you see an animal and you think it's getting in close to you. It's just one of those ones, like for 500 credits. And then another thing too is for the credit system, and what I was about to get into, I just got distracted, my apologies. It kind of happens to me fairly regularly if you've watched me for any bit of time. Animals all have different credit amounts. However, they vary wildly and drastically. Like a cougar will go for 3,000 to 4,000 points. A red fox? Not even 100. I think it was only like 50 or so for a red fox. White-tailed deer? Maybe 500? Like, so instead of having it somewhere where it's like, the hunters, where you have a general range that's all within each other for how much you'll get per animal, so you can go after anything and feel like you're getting progress made. Hunting Simulator 2 is basically throwing that to the wind and saying, a lot of these small game animals aren't even really worth it to go after. So, yeah, we don't care. The big game is where all the credits are. So if you want to progress, it's basically like skipping over a bunch of animals to only focus on certain ones compared to others.
Good dog. Let's go. You did real good.
I mean, we can see if you'll track and find anything. But yeah, that's... the more you kind of get deeper into the game, the more you really start finding these pitfalls and these cracks and these shortfalls of it. Where are you going? The track's pointing this way, Spotter. I don't know with him. But as you play more, I thought I would start, like, clicking with the game. Almost like to the point where you've understood the basics, you're starting to go through with mechanics. Oh, you know what? Come here.
Come here.
Like, I do like having you along to help with tracking and that, but you can be a little bit hard to use, too. And one of the things is, I wish it was much better to actually, like, just keep it focused on one trail than how the dog kind of operates. Because it seems like it can jump around wildly for what it picks up.
Good job.
Okay, so what do you got here?
Let's go.
Yeah, see, why were you going back the other way when they were pointing this way? I mean, you are... expertise, I mean, it's not exactly half yet. But yeah, just the more you play, the more it's like, well, that's kind of a dumb way to decide to do this. Why not do this instead? I kind of thought Hunting Simulator 2 might be a good kind of niche where it's like a... almost arcade hunter, in a way. Where the Hunter Classic and the Hunter Called Wild, you'll want to probably sit down for like at least an hour of playtime to get good hunting in. Because you can go explore, do a lot, it takes some time to walk around, you have to take your time with stuff. I thought maybe Hunting Simulator 2... okay, well, you're not too helpful. I thought Hunting Simulator 2 might be a little bit more on the casual one, where say if you only have like 15 to 20 minutes, you can drop in, go after an animal, get it, and head out, and it feels like you've made a little bit of progress with that bit of time you had. Not really the case, and I think it does suffer for it. It really is a case of just go for one of the hunters. I'd probably lean more to Call of the Wild, just because that's probably going to be a more affordable experience than the Hunter Classic, with all the microtransactions or the time investment you gotta put for that one to get stuff. Yeah, Hunting Simulator 2, it might look okay and interesting, and like me, you might get curious and say, you know what? I might want to give it a go. I would avoid... Just do not. Save your money and spend that on any other hunting game. I think even the Carnivore series games can have some better hunting than Hunting Simulator 2 might offer. Okay, come on.
I need you beside me.
Yeah, he's not having much luck, so... I don't know if he has individual expertise skills for each map region or what. Why are you trailing? There's nothing to trail. You just said you were lost. I mean, the maps, they are fairly sizable, so at least I can give it that. And they do, again, they look alright, but it's just...
Good job.
Doesn't feel like there's enough nicely tied together as, like, full systems. There's missing parts to it. It just doesn't feel fun or engaging to want to keep playing.
Stay.
Oh, no, I want you to... I also don't know if the dog can be, like, picked up by animals, too, so you have to have it stay while you might be nearing something or not.
Come here.
Yeah, I haven't heard any calls, and I haven't seen anything yet.
Who's a good doggy? Come. I need you beside me.
Yeah, come here, bud. I mean, I've got his drive up pretty good, which is nice, but... Oh. Okay, so there's a shot into that boar. Now, we'll go see exactly what it registers of where that shot supposedly hits. Because, again, the 243 that you start with how close I was to the ram, there should have been no way that shot would have been as far off as it was last episode.
Such a good dog.
Even like some of the whitetail and the red fox I got in those episodes too, it seemed like that was completely wrong for what it should have been.
Go.
Like, yeah, so we got some blood. It doesn't look like it's a lot, so... It might well be the case that we're going to be in for a long track of this thing. Now, let's see what happens with this, though. Like, I know one of the comments that came in was that the animal models were pretty bad or they didn't look good. I think what leans into that a bit was, like, how they decided to do the fur texture, where it's like this really... Spotter, what the heck are you doing? It's over this way. At least I think it is. Okay, I'm confused here. You're... Oh, no, it is this way. Okay, that's a bit bizarre. They crossed over each other, so that's why. Okay, no, Spotter was actually doing better than I was. Okay, gotta give the dog that, is that it is helpful to have something that can kind of keep more on the recent trail. But yeah, I don't know where this shot placed. I thought it might have been an okay one as it was starting to turn, but seems like that might not be the case. And then there's also the penalty where if you 3 shots on an animal, instead of feeling like you put it down successfully and maybe you'll get a few lesser points, there are times where you'll get a penalty that's even more so than the animal would have rewarded credits. It's... Again, it doesn't feel like it was play-tested and people who were making it enjoyed playing it. It feels like it was more made to a demand and then just kind of dropped as is. Okay. So the tracks keep just going straight this way. I don't see anything really think that might be our boar. Let's head up and see. Another thing, too, is when you do take an animal down, it doesn't even tell you all of the shots that's been placed on the animal. It only takes your most recent one. So you can't even get a good idea of where your previous shot hit, what organ did it hit, if any. Stuff like that. Okay. And unfortunately, the tracks don't even carry on very far for, like, where they'll show up. Like, you can watch ahead on the video right now. It's maybe, like, 10 feet in front of you, if even that much distance that they render in. You don't have a nice long trail going further, so you can actually kind of plan and see how it went. And you come along... Oh, yeah, there he is. I thought he'd be a little bit more ahead of us, given, like, the trail should still be rather fresh around here. But yeah, it doesn't play together as a nice, full hunting game package. It's got all the pieces, but it lacks the mechanics and systems in place to make it better. So, I'd probably have to rank it... Oh, I feel like 4 out of 10 for Hunting Simulator 2. It might look alright, but that's as far as it goes. It doesn't really have anything more to it than that. And now it's turned pale here, so... Okay, Spotter, where are you?
Good dog. You did real good. Go get it.
Now, I don't know where the other shot might have hit from, because this is all pale blood. Oh, okay, so here's another track. I don't know if it's the same one or not, though. I think this is the one that we got the most recent shot off on. Yeah, so let's see about following this, because this should have been a pretty well-placed one. Actually, it looks like it doubled around and is joining almost right up with the other. Okay, actually, I have a boar call, don't I? Yeah, I do. So if I get another shot and this tells us there's a shot penalty, that will give us some information on a few things. Both those shots I've taken already have not hit a vital enough organ to put it down, which is a bit bizarre considering the second shot. And then when it comes to the third shot, that means we'll have gotten the penalty and we'll have the reduction put in place from, like, too many shots. Okay, so Spotter's just up around wherever that one is. I think this is the same... God, this is going to be the same animal to have taken these 3 shots. It's going to be so freaking stupid. Okay, we got Desert Bighorn. Where is the boar? Oh, must have picked us up and ran off then. But yeah, I think that this boar is the same... Oh, man. So now we gotta try to figure out where this guy ran off to. And you're back with us, for whatever reason. And now we've lost all the footprints. What the heck? Like, even trying to just, like, crouch... Oh, now we got footprints back, although they're... Now they're the opposite direction. What the hell is going on here? Yeah, see, this is the... So it's coming back this way? Although... Oh...
Who's a good doggy? Let's go.
Okay, I guess track this way. Again, this is where it gets confusing at times. And because you can't even really see a long stretch of tracks, it gets frustrating trying to figure out which route is the most recent. And if this really is the same board, it's already taking 2 shots, that's going to be annoying as all hell. There are pheasants making noise. But this is also supposed to be probably the best, like, clothing gear I can have on, because it's supposed to be low visibility. But there's no, scent cover. Like, there's nothing that tells you how your scent has been hidden or disguised. And you're over there now, but the trail... Oh, here we go. Okay, this is why it cut. And it's... Okay, yeah, trail's going a little weird right now. Let's see if Spotter is able to find it. Like, it seems like there's a point where the blood should just completely stop because... It's so long's passed and the animal's still going. Oh, and you're coming back for... whatever reason. No, I need the weapon out. Take a look.
Good job.
Where is he? Oh. Dude, I'm literally right here.
Go get it.
Ah, man. Yeah, the dog ain't the most helpful thing out here. Like, this is where the game can feel like it really drags and is just hard. Like, there's the pheasants, but I haven't gotten any replies from using the boar collar again. So I don't know if it's so far out of the area now, or it's actually dead somewhere. Doesn't seem like it's dead, because it's just still going with all this blood that's trailing out. Oh my god, it just keeps going. Yeah, it's saying the prints are fresh. Okay, but what does that mean? How fresh is fresh? Is it fresh in the last 5 minutes? The last 10 minutes? I don't know. The game doesn't want to give you information on that.
job. Go!
Oh, God, where is this thing? Like, I don't even see it up ahead anywhere. How can it get this much distance, yet it's like there's no visual of it? Oh, did it cut again? Yeah. You know, I'm just going to follow Spotter. It looks like the trail cut hard here. Like, I thought for sure I would have gotten a reply back from using the callers we've been tracking, but nothing. And he's not barking to say that it's nearby or he's picking it up. Yeah, that says green, but I kind of doubt that. Like what, did it turn invisible or something? Like, he should have been able to find something right along this trail with all the blood, but he comes back like he's completely lost it.
Good dog. You did real good.
Just keep on this. Yeah, it's things like that where the dog is a bit annoying to have, or just how the systems for it work. Okay, seriously, what the hell is going on? How can it get this far? It'd be nice if the dog would also keep a bit more distance ahead of you, too. Like, and this isn't even running. This is just supposedly a walk. And you're telling me it's walked all this distance since being shot and not scared at all? Like, this seems impossible. And it just keeps giving me the same thing that... Oh my god, seriously, what is this right now? Now this is absolutely bizarre, and this is where, again, the game has just lost a lot of my interest to keep playing, because it doesn't feel like this should even be possible to have it going like this. It doesn't even tell you if these are actually a run or not, so maybe it is just slowly walking along. And for how much it's kept bleeding out, I'd imagine it would have had something happen. I'm going to have to leave this episode here, because yeah, it's just taking too long to try to find it, so... Oh, good for you. You found the same track we've been on, haven't you? Yes, you literally have. Good work.
Let's go.
Like, yeah, so I'm going to leave this episode here. We'll be back for another episode, but again, the pitfalls are so much more apparent after, like, a couple of hours playing and trying to do something with the game more. Questionable decisions on the cost for items, the time use for them, the tracking system giving you no information of, like, how much time's passed between the tracks been down when you find it. It just does not play well, and it's not a good hunting experience. If you want a good hunting game, the Hunter, either Classic or called Wild, so much better. But thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Hunting Simulator 2. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. Any comments, tips, tricks, be sure to leave them down in the comments right below. Until I catch you in the next video, hunters and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.